A local Minneapolis pastor was among the protesters following yesterday's shooting. He was in the neighborhood where the shooting happened and has worked there for years. Reverend Kenny Callahan says he was handcuffed and detained by a masked federal agent and put in the back of an SUV. He says the agent asked, "Are you afraid yet?" When he was eventually released, Reverend Callahan says the agent told him, "Well, you're white, and it wouldn't be any fun." Reverend Callahan joins me now. Reverend, thank you for joining us. These are some explosive allegations. Tell me about what happened.
So as I arrived at church yesterday, I noticed that there was something going on just a block and a half from the church. And so I grabbed my whistles because we're used to doing that. And I went down to see what was going on. And I realized it was an ICE raid. And there were many, many protesters. So I joined the protesting. And before I knew it, I saw ICE agents circling a young woman who appeared to be Hispanic. And so I approached her, and we were at that point chanting, "We are not afraid. We are not afraid. Go out of our state. We are not afraid." And I said to this ICE agent, "Take me. Stop harassing her. Take me." The agent came, got in my face, pointed a gun at me, and said, "Are you afraid now?" To which I said, "I am not afraid." The next thing I knew, they were putting handcuffs on me, and they put me in the back of an SUV. They came back 3 times, and they asked me if I was afraid yet. To which I replied, "Hell no, I'm not afraid of you, and I'm never going to be afraid of you." The 3rd time when they came back, they asked for my identification. They asked for my cell phone. I asked them if I was under arrest. They didn't answer. And then they said to me, "Well, you're white. You won't be any fun anyway. You can get out of the car." I was astounded to experience and see such blatant racism and the effects that this is having on our community. But let me tell you, the other thing that I was amazed by was the number of different kinds of persons that were showing up at that rally to support immigrants and to be able to say, "No, we are going to support our immigrant siblings because this is what we do." And so I was grateful to be there and grateful to stand in solidarity with anyone who is marginalized within our society, and will continue to advocate for the rights of my immigrant siblings here in Minneapolis and around the world.
That is a shocking thing for you to say, he said to you. Was there any other agent around? Did anybody look at him askance? Was there any reaction?
There were 2 other agents, and I don't know what they were saying. I was so shocked. There were 2 other persons in the car with me that they released, and I don't know what they were doing to them, but I know that their experiences were the same. It was definitely intimidation at its finest. And they were pepper spraying people yesterday as well and pushing people to the ground. And we were non-violently protesting. We were simply supporting our immigrant siblings and our neighbors that are being attacked by these ICE agents.
Was there any talk about the woman who was shot? I mean, when the ICE agent said, "Are you afraid yet?" What did you understand him to be implying? What was he saying to you? Why would you be afraid? What was he talking about?
So the shooting had already happened, and at that point, it was like a wave of outrage coming from the protesters and the observers. So it was that energy coming from that reality of the shooting. We heard that somebody had been shot and killed, seeing this immigrant woman being harassed. And I don't know what happened to me. In my world, I say God empowered me to speak up for somebody at that moment and gave me the strength to be able to do so. But there was no talk from the ICE agents of anything but pushing people around and acting out of power and control. Complete intimidation. And the crowd was outraged and got louder and louder and louder.
Reverend Callahan, thank you for joining us. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.